like saying no during the holidays it can be tough. Like, it's just one of those things where, I mean, you just feel obligated.
You have to learn, like, saying no is truly an art. Like, you have to learn how to say no, and you don't have to give a reason. And that's something that I had to tell myself for a long time. Like, I don't have to make up something or come up with this or have an actual excuse. Like, I can actually just say no politely. Welcome back to the Got Her Back podcast.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up?
I got lip blushing.
Love it.
I don't know what took me so long.
Yeah, I mean, this is your
Can you tell?
service that you train people on. Yes, I can tell.
You can?
Yeah, girl.
I've never, I was always like too scared and thought it might hurt. I never wore lipstick because my lips have always been really, really big my whole life. And so I just felt like when I did.
Do you see this look? This is a red flag.
I know. I'm just telling
You said you didn't do it because you thought it was going to hurt. You make every one of us lay down on your bed. And this is the best numbing stuff ever.
I know.
And like, did you you're like slobbering out the mouth?
It didn't hurt.
Yeah, because you can't feel anything.
It did not hurt at all.
No,
I was
that numbing
I feel like a
stuff.
whole new girly with lips on every single day. Like I'm feeling it. Like I'm like, this is incredible. Danny at Stella's room.
Woo!
She did it. She did incredible.
Shout out, Danny.
I was doing a training for lips and I had been talking about doing it for a while and just we never had time. And so I was like, hey, what do you think about you demoing my lips for students so they can watch the whole process before they have to do it, and it'll be like part of the class. We don't have to like come up here on an extra day off. She was like, perfect. And I was like, this didn't hurt. It looks amazing. Like,
it does.
It was awesome.
I know. You're a walking model for your own business.
I got my brows done, my eyeliner, and my lips now. So today, even though I didn't wear makeup,
it looks like you have it on.
and I didn't have time, and I was someone wrecked in front of me on the way here, and I had my makeup, and I was like, I'm just going to go with it. I have lips on.
There you go.
I have eyeliner. I have brows.
That's all you
need. I'm like excited about it.
You're a whole new person, girl.
I am. I'm like, I'm going to do a TikTok all about lip blushing because this is life changing. I ask all my clients that have liner, lips, and brows done, like, which one, if you had to pick and you could only do one, what would you do?
Lips.
They always say lips.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, that doesn't make sense.
Because then you don't have to go get lip fillers either, girl.
It just, it changes. It just brings your face into focus. It enhances your shape. Like, I could just go on and on.
And I look scary whenever I get it done because you look like a clown. And I always post it. And people.
Oh, no, I did.
I know, but I'm like, I look like a clown. But then, like, the after is amazing.
It's awesome. I'm like, man, I've really been missing out.
The color looks great.
That's my like update. Like the lip blushing did well.
Yeah.
You know, the lip blush is lip blushing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the holidays coming up. So I'm super excited. I always get really overwhelmed. Like I was looking at my schedule the other day because I said before, like on traditions and stuff like that, we do like plays with the girls on one weekend, and then we have like actually Thanksgiving, and then we had this. We have your housewarming party. So I'm looking at like, okay, work, and then this, work, this, and then you know what I mean. And then I'm like, and then it's Christmas. Oh my gosh, it's like it piles up on you.
I know. It's the art of saying no.
It is the art of saying no. That's what we're talking about today, which we talked a little bit about in our other episode, but that has served me well. You said that served you really well. That has served me so well.
Well, it served me well in my career, which I think like depression and like anxiety, it's more so not the depression, it's the anxiety and of like I'm just picking and choosing what I want to do career wise and putting myself first for the first time in a long time. Because I've always put everybody else first, right? But like when you go into the holidays, it's like the time of giving, and you want to feel like you're, doing all the things, and you want to get it all right, and you want it to. We hosted, for instance, in Broken Bow last week, and we hosted Devin's sister and her husband.
Oh yeah, how did it go?
Perfect, but like. when we were driving home, he's the sweetest. I mean, literally, I'm for real so lucky. I don't even know.
So in love land right now.
La land.
You were like in love.
Girl, literally, like I'm driving home and I felt myself, like I get anxious over the weekend because I just want everything to be perfect. Like we went to go horseback riding and now they make you get on a scale. And if you're over 250, you can't go. Well, my boyfriend is 6'5". I mean, I think he weighs 263, but he's 6'5". And so, and to tell him is 6'5.5". And then Cognac's husband was like, I'm not less than 250. So I felt really bad because I'm like, that was like, and the kids wanted to do it.
Did they let him do it?
No,
oh
no.
My gosh.
So like Riverman is like out, and so I felt myself like getting anxious at certain times and like, I want everything to go because we're entertaining and I want everything to go perfect. And oh my God, is this steak, perfect? And it doesn't have to always be perfect. It's kind of like a wedding, right? Like you're the
never
only
goes perfect.
Right. It never goes perfect. And you're the only person that knows that something went wrong. Right. But you just think it's the end of the world. And so I think that's like so fitting, like going into the holidays. It's like learning to say no and not having to feel obligated to say yes to everything to like keep your sanity.
I've had to learn this one. On my dad's side, he has 8 brothers and sisters.
No, ma'am.
And on my mom's side, there was 5. And so growing up as a kid of divorce, and as I was an adult and I was trying to navigate that, I wanted to be there for everybody. I would get invites from this aunt's, from my dad's side. I would get, my dad's, parents, and then my mom, and, I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And so I would really wear myself out, especially in like my early 20s and 30s, because I would go to all of those things. And I just found, I hit a wall, like I hit a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, what is the most important to me? Like I think it's like figuring out what your priorities are and what's the most important. And it's something that I had to do in business as well. Like I missed, a lot with being a mom. You've said that too. And one thing I did probably like 5 years ago was like, okay, I'm saying that my kids and my family are my number one, but I'm not like really like feel like I'm prioritizing them as number one. I felt like everything else was going in front of them. And so it's like you have to make this conscious decision to be like, well, that doesn't really align with my family and my kids right now. And that's supposedly my highest priority.
Yeah.
So
I think that's, it's good. It's like, I can remember back one in particular Christmas. It's when I was like in the infertility journey and I had 2 good embryos, right? And you were in my life at this point, so you remember this Christmas probably.
I do.
But, it's just like wanting the perfection. And because I was the host and, 2 weeks before it's supposed to be Christmas and I had this big group of people, all my ex's family coming to my house and it failed. Like I found out like 2 weeks before Christmas and I didn't have any embryos left. And so I thought that was it because it was like we had decided like, we're not going to try anymore. This is it. Well, I still decided I was still in a grieving situation, and I still opened my home up for Christmas. And then my ex-mother-in-law 3 months later tells me how miserable she was at Christmas. And I'm like, it just caught me off guard. Like, what in the world? Like, and it was because I didn't let her help cook. And I'm thinking, it's just a difference of opinions, right? Like, I was raised that when you host, like you do all the cooking. Yeah,
you were just trying to help and host to them.
Right, and host and do all that. But the way their family was just they believe you come together and do it together, which is great. Potato, right? It's like, but I was blindsided, right? Because the whole time I can just remember trying internally to just struggle through those few days that they all came in and just trying to make it through the day, and not wanting to say no because it was Christmas and wishing I had for every second. It's like an hour seemed like freaking 24 hours. And so it was like, I was just grudging through the minutes and it was terrible.
Oh, those times
it was terrible.
Awful.
And I barely made it through mentally. And then to find out later that like somebody felt miserable and I thought, how selfish are you? You know what I mean? Like, what in the world? I opened up my home to you and I'm still grieving.
And
you know
serving
what I mean?
you.
Right. And I'm hosting, and but it is what it is. But so it's just the holidays can go either way. You know what I mean? And so I've had holidays where, you get into it with like a loved one and then you're like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Or, like you just, anything can go wrong, right? Or you think you've done such a great job buying your kids, the best of the best or whatever it is. And then they're like, they act like unimpressed or they're not. And so then one thing I won't do is raise entitled kids. So it's just, I just try to make it fun and more of an experience now. But I bring that forward. I think it was something that I learned and loved from my mother and brought it forward, But I think saying no during the holidays it can be tough. Like, it's just one of those things where, you just feel obligated.
You have to learn, like, saying no is truly an art. Like, you have to learn how to say no, and you don't have to give a reason. And that's something that I had to tell myself for a long time. Like, I don't have to make up something or come up with this or have an actual excuse. Like, I can actually just say no politely, and just learning to be like, thank you so much for thinking of me. That sounds so fun, but I'm actually already like have an obligation or whatever. You don't have to go into a big, it can be a very simple, thank you so much for thinking about me, but I'm not going to be able to be there. And it's really, once you do it a few times, you're like, oh, and then they're like, okay, no worries. And you're like, oh, they're not mad at me. They're not upset with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for me, mine was always like, I didn't want anybody to be upset or to be mad, because I'm such a people pleaser. And so once I started doing it and realizing it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, it was way better to do it that way and move on and enjoy whatever you were going to do that day that you needed. What if you worked 6 days in a row, which I would at some point, and then feel like I needed to do this thing that I didn't want to do? I'm not happy there. I'm not having, you know what I mean? You're you're tired. You don't even get the good experience that you should have. And it's interesting because I just was watching a documentary, like probably within the last year, cannot tell you who it was. It was a woman they were interviewing, and she said, I learned I have a rule now, and if I'm going to have to rush or, feel tired or stressed, it's an automatic no. And for example, if somebody invites me to something and it's at 6:00 and I don't get off till 5:15, and I already know I'm going to, be super stressed getting there, I'm probably going to be late, I'm going to feel bad, if I run through all those things and I'm going to feel rushed or stressed, then it's automatic no for me, because it ruins the whole event and occasion. It ruins the whole experience. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, that is so true. It does ruin the experience, because you're super stressed getting there, and then you're there and you're not really in it because your nervous system is like shot by the time you get there, right? You're not fully in the experience, and it's not enjoyable to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, that made a lot of sense to me. I was like, that's actually a good filter to run things through, like, in your mind. Like, if I'm going to be rushed and stressed the whole time and not be able to be present in the experience, then it's okay that it's a no.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like thinking, oh, I'm working 6 days and that's my only day. It should probably be a no, because you need time and you need a day, and you can politely decline, and people aren't going to be mad at you. And if they're mad at you, they're not really your people.
Well, and so a good example is, housewarming coming up, and DJ, oldest son, him and Callie, his girlfriend, they had RSVP'd, yes. And when I did my housewarming party, I had no idea his dad's getting married. I don't keep tabs on him, and it's the weekend before. Go figure, it just is like 2 weekends back.
They would have to travel 2 days.
Right, and it's Callie's busy season for work. And so, then when I sent out a reminder, like, hey, I need a head count for food, they changed their RSVP to no. And so I texted them on the side and just said, hey, I get it. Like, that is a lot to come to Dallas 2 weekends in a row. If you need to stay with me, you're more than welcome. Like, my doors are always open to you. So I'm going to see them Saturday before they leave. I'm going to take them to brunch, and they're going to come see the new house. And I'm super excited about it. So I'm excited to see them.
And we're okay with the no.
Yeah. But I wanted them to know, like, I'm not feeling some type of way about it. Like, I totally get it, and I totally totally understand.
Respect that.
Yeah. And that takes precedence. You know, your dad, he's getting married. That's important. Like, you need to be there. Mine's just a housewarming, like whatever, you know what I mean? So, but I did it because I didn't want them to think like I was in my feelings about it. You know what I mean? So it was really important for me to just voice that so that they knew, because I just want to protect their hearts.
Yeah, Bri was over last weekend and we were running through Thanksgiving and stuff. And I feel like the poor guy's always kind of stressed, like I was young at that age too, because he wants to make everybody happy. And him and I have very similar personalities. And he's always wore down by the time he gets all the way to my parents' house, because my parents are like 2 hours from his dad's house. Right. And he tries to do all of them because he doesn't want to hurt their feelings. He doesn't want to hurt our feelings. And I pulled him aside. I always walk him to his car when he was leaving. I was like, hey, by the way, like, if you can't come to Thanksgiving to Mom's, please don't. If you want to go to your dad's and enjoy the day and you worked all week and you're tired, you are not going to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, I told him that my 2 nephews aren't going to be there. Like, and he's like, no, I mean, I still want to, you know, it's important to me and I want to see, you know, my nanny and all that. And I'm like, I know, we know it's important, but just so you know, you're not going to get some type of way from us, you know, because as you do get older, they do change and you have a job and a career, and he travels all the time and he's just wore down. And I'm like, you don't have to, you know? And so hopefully he was listening and felt like, okay, you know, I don't have to do that. And that's kind of where you get like, sometimes I would choose, like, I'm going to go here for Thanksgiving. I'm going to go to here for Christmas, because I don't want to be rushing and on the road and traveling and spending my whole day in the car and your kids in the car. And then you're like, what was the whole point of Christmas if we just sat in the car or we ran around like crazy people and opened a gift really fast and left? What is the point of it? You know what I mean? And so I understand why some people during the holidays, I know a lot of people that they choose to have their Christmas on a separate day. Yeah. We used to do that as well for many years. On like the Saturday before Christmas, we would all do our Christmas so that everybody could go do their own Christmases and enjoy the day. And I kind of like that idea too sometimes, because you're like, oh, I still get my big Christmas with my family, but also can start my own Christmas traditions as well.
I mean, Lord knows I don't always get it right, but I did go to Taryn and for this year because it's Spencer's year to be with Darian for Thanksgiving. And I said, hey, your dad is going to have your sister, so I understand if you want to go, you know. I gave him that option. Like, yeah. And he was like, no, Mom, you know, I'm going to be with him for his wedding. Like, I'm probably going to do, you know, Thanksgiving with you at Aunt Steph's house or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, you're welcome to do whatever. You can come with us or you can go with your dad because your sister's going to be there. I totally understand, like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think they need to hear that sometimes, that we're not going to be mad at them
for sure.
Something like, so I remember feeling like that.
Yeah, and I don't always get it right, but I feel like in that instance, you know, like, and it's not about choosing one over the other. It's just like, hey, like, I get it. Your sister was the cutest thing the other day. Spencer was like, I miss my brother. And I'm like, well, let's just FaceTime him, you know? And so I gave her the phone and she talked to him and he told her, he's like, I'm going to be home on Thursday. And she lit up like a Christmas tree. Aww, it was the cutest. So,
that was so cute. Yeah. She's missing her brother.
Yeah. So they'll be together this weekend. And, you know, he's really good about like when it's a crowd, like he's good about keeping eyes on her and like taking care of her. It's really it's really sweet. He does that on the family vacations and stuff. And so I do love his like servant heart in that respect or whatever. So yeah, but that's I don't know. I think just alternating too, like, you know, with Devin, like this year we're going to celebrate Christmas with his sister at the cabin the weekend before. We already have it planned. It's kind of like, you know, a weekend trip, and then we'll have the kids for Christmas. So then we'll do it. And my sister, we always do like an off day either before or after Christmas so that she just kind of does Christmas with her family. Yeah. And we just do like pizza, and then we usually do fun games. You know, remember when we went to the store and we were trying to get the saran wrap stuff for the saran wrap ball. So yeah, maybe we'll do the saran wrap ball again this year.
We love doing the games, and the kids love doing the games. Yeah. We did the blindfolded getting the money off with the spatula.
Okay.
Remember like that game, and
the one last year that we did
blowing
the cotton ball.
We did marshmallows or something.
We did a cotton ball like off of a Solo cup, and Taryn was really good at that one.
Haley was so good at that one. I was like, she was killing everybody in it. I was like, that must just be.
And all the boys are so competitive, so it's pretty funny.
It's so funny, like bringing in those little games. We do pie face.
Oh, that's a good one.
Maddie gets it almost every single time. She gets the whipped cream in the face. It like it never fails. It always goes on her. Like it's really funny.
You just have to like get the mindset of like you want to get good at the art of saying no to be able to say yes to your loved ones. You know what I mean? To your kids. Yeah,
because when you're saying yes to everybody that you're not really, those aren't your high priority, you're saying no to your top priority. And you're saying no to yourself, which is, self-abandonment in itself. So it's like, and I think that's just something you learn with maturity and getting older. Yeah. The people pleasing kind of, you get tired.
Right.
the tiredness comes in. Brylon's not tired yet. So he's like, no, be in the car. It's not that bad. And I'm like, well, you'll get there one day. Yeah. Have some kids and, do that for a while. And then you'll say no to us one day, and that's okay. So, yeah. I love that. We do like a little catering Christmas Eve and make it easy where we're not just like cooking and, doing all those things where you also got to think of things like that. It's like maybe saying no is just saying no to like cooking this huge meal, and you're missing all the stuff. Sometimes the moms miss everything, all the good stuff because they're serving and
I can
cooking.
Go either way on Christmas. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm burned out. I don't want like the Thanksgiving traditional and I want something out of the box, or sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll want some of the sides and then change the meat up, or sometimes it's like, okay, how about we just have barbecue, or you know what I mean? Or
we've done tacos, we've done barbecue. Every now and then people are like, can we just do something else? Yeah. And that's usually what we do too. Like one time we'll do one or the other, and then one we'll do full on traditional. But this year Mom was trying to get out of it on one. And my oldest sister, my nephew's a Marine, he hasn't been here for Christmas in a while, and she was like, well, that's not really going to fly because he can't wait. He wants every single thing. So funny, and so Mom was like, oh, no, we'll do it. I'll do both. As soon as she heard that he wanted it, it was like, oh, no, we're doing it both, So we're going to have it both for this year for him.
Tell her she's so sweet. It's the art of saying no. No, I'm just kidding.
She don't know that.
No, it'll be good.
She don't know
you guys
that.
have a tribe. You'll be able to help her. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. She likes to do like the main things, and then we'll all pitch in and do stuff too, make it easy for her. She loves it. I want to like try my hand at it one time. I think I've done it one time, but I've never done it for a big crowd. And all of that is stressful.
It is.
It's so stressful. And then you have like where you see, I think there's even an added pressure with social media and seeing everybody's perfect settings and dishes and recipes and how the bows are and all, you know what I mean? Like we try to make everything perfect. And sometimes it's like, okay, this year I'm saying no to gift wrapping and everybody gets a sack. What is your what was your no this year that you're like, this year? Yeah. Because at the end, it's just about having fun with your family. And it doesn't have to be a perfect wrapping, perfect bow, perfect, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yesterday, Courtney was at the house and she always does the, gift wrapping, and she does such an amazing job, and she's OCD too. So she's just like, it's so funny. I was about to kill her just like when I was hanging pictures and stuff in the new house. She's like, you have to measure it. And I'm like, nah.
It's girl math.
Yeah. And so she's like, well, Caitlin needs to make money. She's coming home for college. And so I told her she could, start wrapping the presents, and she's not great at it, but she'll get good. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like it's 5-year-olds opening it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like it's totally
it ain't
fine.
That kind of party.
Yeah.
Every year for this will be our 3rd year, Gabriel and I, of doing Christmas, and we pick a night where there's no kids there. We pull all the gifts out for all of them, and it's just crazy town. Yeah. And we clear the whole island in the kitchen and turn on music where we can stand, instead of like on the ground. I was like, you're so freaking smart. So we stand and use that whole island and sit there and rap and listen to music and drink wine and all that stuff. Smart. And so we'll do it all in like one like hours, until we're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because like, it's funny because like in my old relationship, like I would be the one sitting and doing all of that by myself in a room, locked in there by myself on the ground, back dying. And so I'm sitting up there with them. I'm like, think you stand?
I know.
You're so smart. You know, it's the little things. But having somebody to gift wrap with you. You know what I mean?
I know Devin and I, like, we're like inseparable. So it's like we do everything together. And he just like, he does all the things, you know, like cooking, and his butt gets up at 4:15 in the morning, 4:15. And like, you know, was in there doing laundry and just all the things. But we just like last night we had a car date. Our car date was we went to Taco Bell, and he loves to eat in the parking lot. And so we went and got Taco Bell and then ate it fresh in the parking lot.
I love eating in the car.
I know. So I was like, hey, let's go have a date in the car. And so, you know, after I was done bedazzling Danny the nutcracker for the day, we went and had, you know, Taco Bell in the car. So
what are you going to say no to this year?
Probably saying no this year is just maybe, I don't know, like maybe just not overextending myself. I think I'm going to do, you know, some cool things. I'm going to try to do some cool, different things for my staff this year, and just, you know, make it fun. And as far as no, I think, you know, like, I think it's just going to be to the outside noise. Like if I get invites to the outside noise. So
all the little, you know, parties, all the little gift exchanges and all these things that,
right.
Because now we have all those coming in for our kids. Like I'm getting evites for my
goodness.
kids right now for ornament swapping parties
goodness.
Hot chocolate parties.
So I would just tell them, like, you can choose two to go to, or so, you know, like, give
you know,
them a limit.
it just starts spreading, and then you're like, oh my goodness,
it's like wildfire.
You know? Yeah, because you see our whiteboard already.
A whiteboard,
you
not
see
the
our whiteboard
whiteboard
already, and then now Kaysen's playing select ball. And Maddie's doing.
You know how
and we did our first comp this last week.
How did it go?
It went so amazing. It was cool because she's leveled up, so it's more stunting and stuff like that. So, and they're tumbling now, and it's really fun, you know, to see her. She don't even get nervous anymore.
Oh, good.
She's just. I'm like, are you nervous? She's like. She's not getting up 2 hours before and making a big to-do over her hair and makeup. She's doing it all herself, you know.
Cute.
And I still get to go in there and do braids, and then she does everything else. But she's just like, nah, I just need like 30 minutes. You know, she's just like, she's on her 5th year.
Yeah.
And so I think it's, saying no to some of the kids' things and, you know, saying no to when clients invite, and, you know, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I get it.
I think it's just running through the filter of like what's important. And if you're going to have to neglect something else, just being like, nah, I don't think anybody's going to be mad at you anyway.
Let us know what you're going to say no to. Hit us in our comments. We'd love for you to follow us on @GotHerBack Podcast. I'm Megs Unfiltered.
I'm Inspired by Carrie.
Bye.